little girl we're gonna groom today. We'll start off with her toenails. Most dogs don't like it too much. You might see a little wiggle. You might hear a little yelp. And see, it's normal, you know, even with the professionals, unfortunately. And the faster you can get it done, usually the less they have to worry about it and panic about it. Sometimes on these little back feet, I hold them like a little horse, like I'm shoeing a horse. Alright, next step I like to do is doing the pads of the feet. Usually if a pet's going to be temperamental about anything, it's usually their feet and nails and stuff. That's the reason why I like to go ahead and do that first to kind of gauge how their behavior is going to be. I'm going to come on this side of the table. That way you can see how our little feet look before I shave them. See the little fuzziness? Clear everything out on the bottoms of her feet. And we're going to go into the pad just a little bit. We'll move on to the next foot. Same thing, the faster you can get some of this stuff done, the less the dog panics or gets anxious. I shouldn't say panic. Gets anxious about it. Because like I said, the feet, they really don't like most of them. Some tolerate it very well, but a lot of dogs just ain't crazy about it. Got all 4 feet done. I'm using my wall Rivera, and that way I can switch out blades. On the feet I used a 40 length, and right here where I'm clearing out the eyes, I'm using the length of a 10. And same thing on their sanitary areas. The 10 is kind of the middle setting. The 40 is all the way over to the right hand side. And you can make it longer by going to the far left. That's a 9 blade. And you can do some flicking on the body when it's on a 9. Same thing, I'm going to trim around the rear quarters right here. Clear out the potty area. That way we don't have no poo-poos getting stuck on the hiney. I like to clear out a potty path and just lightly skim this area. Different groomers do different things. This is just my preference. Keeps the dogs a little cleaner in my opinion. If I was doing a dog for a competition or show, I would definitely not do this, but this little pet dog that sometimes gets dirty bottom, I'll do that. These Riveras are very universal. You can do a whole haircut on them if you have the guide combs. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take this blue guide and see if this is the length I like. And I'm gonna set it on that 40 setting. Yep, I like this length. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go against the grain. You can go with the grain. Take that back. I might want to go shorter. Let's see how this looks. Let's get you over here where you can be the star of the show, baby. There we go. I think I am going to use my regular clipper and take it a little bit shorter. It's summer, so I want to be nice and comfortable for the summer. Yeah, I like this length a little bit better. It's going to be less work to get the dog down. I'm going to do a 7 on the body. I'm going to leave some length on the legs. Give the dog a little bit of personality, and that way the dog don't look like it's got little stick legs. I'm going with the grain instead of against the grain when I'm using this number 7 blade. If I did it against the grain, it would take it really, really short. And we don't want to go that short. I have to change out my battery. I can charge it over the weekend. Luckily, I always have a extra one on hand. I'll do her underside. She's a cute little Shihzu. She's one of my favorites. Thank you. Clear a little bit of this hair out of the way. Usually I have my clipper back going. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to use it. That way it won't be quite as noisy and you can hear me better. It's not. And that's what this attachment is for my clipper back. That clipper back sucks up all the hair as I'm going. But since I'm not using it today, I'm clearing it away. Just drop to my table and, you know, this is how I did it years ago anyway, before clipper back. But it's always nice to have it. Like it keeps my table a lot cleaner. And my shop too, the hair ain't floating around. I'll do a demonstration with it another time. Like to sniff that hair? That's yours. It came off of you, beautiful. Yeah, Shihzus are a fun little breed. And people tend to love or hate them. I love them. a lot of fun. I'll skin this at the base of the skull right here, where it'll be easier to blend later. And I'm going to clean out right here around the ear canal. Pull that ear hair away, that way it won't get cut off, but I'll clear it out a little bit. It'll be less hair to pluck later. And the more hair that we get off with our clipper now, it'll be less hair I have to hand scissor. This takes a little less time. Put on my little seat belt right there, that way she won't wander into the edge of my table. She had some knots in her tail before the bath, and she's still got a couple. I'm going to use this little mat splitter right here to separate them, break them apart just a little bit. Pet parents who need tools, two things I really recommend having is a slicker brush, which is this right here. This is a Christian slicker brush. The pins are a lot longer, this part, than some of the others. And this is a knockoff version of that. It works good, but the bristles are a little bit sharper, but they dull down over time. And then also, I recommend a comb. You can either, this is a really fine tooth one, but a Greyhound comb, the teeth are close together, fine, and then on the other side are coarse. It's better, for universal use. So those two tools I recommend to all my pet parents. Now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to start doing the trimming on the legs and shaping of the face. I'll take my comb. Make sure there's no little tangles in her legs. And then I'm going to shape them into little columns. And if you'll hold at the elbow right here, instead of holding the foot, the dog, you have more control, and the dog usually doesn't resist. Because like we said earlier, they don't like to be hanging on their feet. You might not be able to see when I'm doing it this angle. So let me finish this leg and then I'll move. Personally, I like fuller legs, but it's a lot harder for the pet parents to take care of them and keep them washed and brushed out at home. So usually we, go a little shorter, make it a little bit easier on the pet parents. Let me switch sides and I can show you what I'm doing a little better. See if you can see a little better. Alright. Fluff them up. Gives a little shape right there, that way the hair lays natural. And then I'm going to use the whole length of my scissor to cut a straight line all the way up. Some people find it easier to do it with the dog's foot on the table. I've personally been shown this way as well, and it works for me. You can do like this as well. Just follow it all the way down to the table. See, these a little bit more manageable length for the pet owner to be able to handle. And they're not shaved. I had just took the clipper all over. They should have these little skinny stick legs. And no judgment. There's some pet owners that's what they like. Because they might want to be. The dog might get dirty easy and be outside a lot. But this is a little inside girl, and he likes her to be all prissy. And we're fine with that. We like prissy little dogs. Same thing, I'd like to leave them a little bit longer. But, if she came a little bit more frequently, we would see what we could do. But he has grew longer, and it was just too much brushing for him. But like this, in 5 to 6 weeks time, he could probably get away with not brushing as long as she's not playing in the yard, being a little yard dog, and getting terribly dirty and unmanageable, and he's not washing her in between times. A lot of times people will wash them in the bathtub and they'll scrub them and they'll get them really super clean, but they'll be matting them in the process. We'll have to do a video on how to properly wash a long-coated dog. That way you're less likely to get them matted. And sometimes that's what it is. It's a pet parent, their bathing technique at home gets the dog matted because they're doing scrubbing motion back and forth, and it's like you can't do that with them. You can take a little brush and brush it in the direction the shampoo in, the direction that the coat grows, and work it in that way. Works great. Even like one of those wet brushes, like for people, just to get the shampoo in. It's not good to brush the dog afterwards, but just to work the shampoo in, they're good for that. Look at there. Almost done, almost complete. just got this pretty little face left to do, and some little touch-ups to do, but for the most part, we've got our haircut, the biggest part done. Got some little tangles in her face. No! I'm sorry. We gotta get those out. Look at that pretty face. Look at that pretty face. Alright, we've done cleared out the corners of the eyes with the clipper earlier. So now we're just standing right in front. And then I'm also going to get her eyelashes. There we go. Because her eyelashes grow down and they get in her eye. Some people like to leave the lashes. You know, but for her, they impair her vision. They get all kind of yucky stuff stuck in them. Take her chin short, that way she don't get a lot of water dripping off of it at home. A lot of dog food if they feed her canned dog food. Right here in front of her lips, and that's what you got to be careful about, is that little tongue slipping out. When I'm doing it, I'm barely opening my scissor up. This is something I don't recommend pet parents to do at home, and even like newer groomers. It's easy for them to lick the blade. You can also clear it out by using your clipper, if she'll allow us to do it. Some dogs, they're not crazy about having that clipper that close to their little lips. I'm gonna put it on a 40. See? She's gonna lick. Get it back in. We need them little hairs. Yeah. Probably ain't able to do that. Okay. We don't want to cut the tongue in the process of trying to get those little hairs. That ain't worth it. But we try to get them out because, you know, it's just like, you know, if you have those hairs in your mouth and you eat food or dog food, and that dog food is going to stick to that hair, which is going to make it stick to the teeth. So it's going to make your teeth get yucky fast. So it's better if you can get it off, but we're not going to push the issue because we don't want to cut the tongue in the process of trying to do that. I'm going to take the little thinning shears, just kind of shape her little face up a little better. She's kind of wiggly, you know, so if she wiggles, this don't take off very much hair. So if she wiggles into the scissor, it's not like it's going to mess up the haircut. I'll hold her little bridge of her nose right here gently. That way maybe we can get it a little bit shaped a little better. Look at her. Say, I think you'd fall asleep. So we're trying to get them little hairs around your little nose. barely opening that scissor, trying to get those little hairs. Isn't she cute? There. Alright. Tail and ears. A lot of times groomers don't really touch them because unless the pet parent specifically asks. Because people are kind of weird about the ears. They get used to them being a certain length, or they want them super, super long, and you take like a millimeter off of them and they are having a fit. But I am just going to shape these ears with these blenders. It's not going to really take any real length off, but just maybe make them look a little neater in appearance. I'm just getting a little sticky outies that finishing her up. That's one good thing about these blenders, they'll help finish the haircut off. There she is. Put some of these tools up, that way my table is neat for the next dog. But then also, you can see a good finished product on her as well. Give her a good spritz of our cologne, our VIP. And let's slip this off where we can get a more natural view of you. Say hey. Hey, baby girl. And this is our groom for today. Thanks for watching. Please like and share, and if you would like to see anything else, let me know. Say bye.